My name is Minna Huotilainen. I'm from University of Helsinki and I'm a professor of educational sciences. And we are today going to talk about stress. As a teacher, you've probably experienced stress in your work. What is actually the mechanism in our brains and in our bodies that is determining our stress level? We are now talking about the autonomous nervous system, which is part of our nervous system. It's a very independent part, it's a very old part, and it's trying to optimize all the time our state. Is it now a good time to be excited about something, or is it maybe a better time now to relax and maybe feel a little bit gloomy? Or is it a good time now to feel alert and maybe reacting to many things at the same time? Or is it now a good time to feel sleepy? This is the question that the autonomous nervous system is asking all the time. And it always has an answer. It's basing this answer on our environment, on our own behavior, on our thoughts, on our feelings. And it's trying to regulate our state. The regulation happens in our bodies. It means that the activity of the heart is changing according to these instructions coming from the autonomous nervous system. The activity of our breathing is changing, the way that we use our eyes, the way that we move our eyes around, the way that we focus our attention, the way that our hands are sweating. All of those things are regulated by the autonomous nervous system in our bodies. The autonomous nervous system doesn't only regulate bodily activities, but also mental activities. How does my mind work? Is my mind now full of new ideas, excited, ready to move on? Or is my mind now full of peace and quiet? Or is my mind now very alert, trying to focus to many things at the same time? These are also regulated by the autonomous nervous system. When neuroscientists are studying this phenomenon, we love to talk about the old brain hypothesis. This means that when we try to understand our activity and when we try to understand the effect of our surroundings and our own activity on the autonomous nervous system, we should also think about our past. We should think about our past as hunter-gatherers in our first profession, when we found our food in the nature and we were hunting and gathering nuts and berries and so on, and this was the lifestyle that we were living. Why do neuroscientists love that lifestyle? It's of course because we know that we have spent a long time in that lifestyle, long enough for our brains, our minds, our bodies to be very well optimized for that lifestyle. Of course, we live a totally different lifestyle right now. But it really doesn't matter because those same constituents are still here. It's the same way that we are reacting when we have to react quickly to something. Think about alarms, for example. When you hear an alarm go off, let's say that it's a smoke alarm. It's a loud sound, you know that you have to react very quickly. Everything in your body changes. Your heart starts pumping, you start immediately looking around like, what should I do? What are the others doing? Should we go out? What is happening? Your mental state and your physical bodily state have changed because of that alarm. And of course, that's the purpose of the alarm, to wake you up, to make you alert, and to make you react to this sudden situation. Also, different types of noises in our environment, they carry a lot of meaning to us, even though we wouldn't listen to the noises, but they are still there and they are affecting the autonomous nervous system activity. Also, when you are interrupted, this is something that our autonomous nervous system also interprets as alarming. It means that there might be something that you need to react to. Think about a situation when you are constantly being interrupted. All the time you are getting some beeps from your mobile phone or some instructions from the teacher or something like that, that you are always interrupted and your thoughts are always cut short and you have to move to the next thing. This might also make your autonomous nervous system interpret the situation as alarming. It's really important for us to understand what happens to learning when the autonomous nervous system drives us to this fight or flight state, which is the most alarming state. It's very, very difficult to learn in those physiological states. And the reason for this is our past. When we were open for learning as hunter-gatherers, that was a situation when everything was very well. There was peace and quiet. There were interesting things going on. Maybe people were learning from each other. Maybe they were doing some arts or some music, or they were very skilled in their hunting or their crafts or something like that, and monitoring what the others were doing without any alarming things in their surroundings. But when there were alarming things, maybe a predator coming or something suspicious happening in a bush, maybe it's a snake or something, in those moments, of course, these hunter-gatherers would not be prone for learning. They would be prone for reacting to the alarming situation. And this is still with us, this past. So anytime we get alarmed, anytime we feel that we have to be very alert and react to many things at the same time, we are shutting down our possibilities of learning. For teachers, of course, it's extremely important to recognize these physiological states in their pupils and students. Also try to affect these states to help the students to come to a better physiological state for learning. Try to avoid things in the environment that are alarming, that are interrupting, that are noisy, that are making the situation such that it is difficult to find a good flow of learning. And I also think that it's important for teachers to teach their students and pupils with recovery skills, skills that can help you yourself to alter your physiological state, to become more calm, to become more concentrated. We need our environment to be good for that, but we also need skills. What I can do to change my physiological state. I think this has become a very important skill for teachers in today's lives, because we are so much surrounded by interruptions coming from many different channels, and also a lot of noisy things and a lot of things happening in our environment. Thank you.